All right, we're live. We're live. I need to be sure that I can be heard. I need to be sure that I can be heard. All right, so I can be heard. Good, very good. Okay, so if you're just joining, you can just say hi. And this is the live session just to tackle questions. Okay, so I won't be doing any teaching per se. I have some frequently asked questions with me that I'm going to take care of. But then the main thing is for you to type in your questions. Okay, so you type in your questions in the chat box and I will address them. But before I start, I will just take care of some frequently asked questions. I've gotten a lot of questions concerning the MRCS pathway within the last few days. As so many of you are already aware, I got my result for the MRCS Part A exam. That was on the 15th, yes, on the 15th from the Royal College of Surgeons of England. And I passed very well. And I'm trying to see if I can answer questions relating to the pathway. So I made a video that is about how many minutes? 35 minutes long to address the same. But people are still asking questions because people have some very specific questions. So this live session has started, and if you're around, I can see some people joining us. Just type in any questions you have. I'll address them once I'm done addressing some commonly asked questions that I already have with me. Okay, I'm trying to use another device to just pin a message for you. Okay, yeah. Okay, for watching. All right. So I'll start from the most, should I call the most common misconception, all right, about the MRCS pathway. Yeah, I can see Kevin Osayande. Thank you for joining. I can see Ayo Oladapo. I hope I got your name correct. I'm sorry. Thank you for joining. Please, if you can hear me, I want to just signify this is a solo live session, so I need to be sure that you're with me. And we just have fun, all right? So nothing serious. We'll have fun and get the information out there. So the number one misconception I want to address is people thinking or asking, having the MRCS Part A and Part B, does it mean you are suddenly automatically a registrar or a, what will you call it now, a senior registrar in the United Kingdom? And the straightforward answer would be no, all right? The straightforward answer would be no. It's more complicated than that. If you have watched my 35 minutes video where I give a breakdown of what the MRCS exam entails, okay, lol, yes, you got it correct. Good vibes. Oh, thank you, Ayo. All right, so if you watch my video, you already know that for you to understand the MRCS pathway, you need to understand PLAB pathway and at least the Nigerian system if you're in Nigeria, residency pathway, okay? So I gave you a good analogy that is just equivalent to part one of the surgical residency program. Let's say you're writing West African College of Surgeons primary part one, and not primary now, residency exam part one, membership exam, or national postgraduate medical college. It is the equivalent. But what is important to know is that having the paper is different from having the experience. Okay, so you don't automatically become a registrar. On paper, when you finish the MRCS Part A and Part B, you qualify to be the equivalent of a senior registrar in the United Kingdom. All right, but doesn't mean you can skip core surgical training, stage one, stage two, and then just move to ST3 because you have MRCS Part A and B. You can if you have the experience, but if you don't have, you have to do the training. So that's the number one misconception. But if you have the experience like the consultants or senior registrars in Nigeria who write these exams, they are able to start from a level that is not SHO level, which is the likely position everybody after PLAB is likely to start from. Likely is SHO level or foundation year two up level. But you can start from a senior registrar level. I'm using Nigerian terms. That would be like ST3 position if you have the experience. All right. So, but if you don't have the experience and you have the paper, it doesn't mean you can become a registrar automatically. You will need to do the training. All right. You will need to do the training and gain the experience. The important thing would be that when you get to the point you're supposed to pass this hurdle of writing the MRCS exam, you don't have to write it again because you already passed it. So the only thing standing between you after your GMC registration and becoming a consultant will be the FRCS, depending on your specialty. All right. So I hope comments are still coming in. All right. I can see. Yeah. Still Ayo saying I got it correct. So that's the first thing I want to address about the MRCS exam. It doesn't automatically make you one, but the paper qualifies you as one. But you need experience. All right. And the next thing would be people are asking me, I think I wrote it down. Okay, MRCS versus PLAB pathway, which one is better? I would say none is better, but they have the advantages and disadvantages. Please, if you're just joining in, yeah, Kevin, well done. Please ask your questions. I think I need to put that in a banner. Ask your questions. I'm not here to deliver a lecture. Yeah, I'm not here to deliver a lecture. I'm doing this to answer your questions because I got loads of questions personally that I can't attend to, all right, individually. So drop your questions if you're joining us. Exactly. So drop your questions in the live chat box. I'll pick them up and answer as they come. I'm trying to address some popular ones. Okay, so Kevin, I'm just on your question. So just stick with me. I'm just on your question about MRCS and PLAB. Some people ask which is better. Some people ask, do you need to write the two? You don't need to write PLAB if you can pass MRCS. All right. But if you can pass PLAB, you will still need to write MRCS if you want to do surgical training. You do not necessarily need to pass the MRCS before entering into that residency, but somewhere along the line, after your second year or third year of residency, depending on the specialty, you have to pass the MRCS before you can proceed to higher specialty training. That is like senior registrar level training in the United Kingdom. And so MRCS is like using a stone to kill two birds. You can use it to get GMC registration. And if you're going to go into surgery, which is when it is useful anyway, when you start your training, you will not need to pass this exam again. You've gotten a postgraduate degree with you. And the only thing standing between you and being a consultant or being a fellow, let me not use consultant because this was technically mean a lot different things in the UK. Being a fellow will be your FRCS, your final exam after your higher specialty training. So you can get everything PLAB can give you with MRCS. The thing is, PLAB is an easier exam to pass. PLAB is the more logical exam for a fresh graduate because, as I said, it is easier. It will take less time to prepare, and it doesn't restrict you. So when you have PLAB, you can work in GP, family medicine, you can work in surgery, you can work in internal medicine, you can work where again, anywhere really, literally, anywhere a doctor can work in the UK, you can work. If you have MRCS and you got your GMC registration through MRCS, of course, you can still work anywhere if you want. But if you don't restrict yourself to working in surgery, you probably have stressed yourself too much for nothing. That is the point. Because MRCS is supposed to be useful to you if you're eventually going to go into surgical training. So it's one way actually to commit yourself to doing surgery in the UK. If you are very hell-bent on surgery, you can start the MRCS preparation. But as I said, it is more logical to do PLAB if one, you don't have time to prepare for the MRCS. Two, you are not setting up your specialty yet. You are not sure whether you want to do surgery or not. You are not sure of even the surgery you are going to do because MRCS doesn't cover some surgical specialties like ophthalmology or O&G. O&G has some surgery in it, of course. So they have their own separate exams. So Kevin, I hope I answered your question. I made a video. I think after this session, you can look it up. And one of the things I try to emphasize as the advantage of MRCS over PLAB, PLAB has the advantage over MRCS is that you can start your MRCS exam without waiting to pass an English exam. All right. All they need from you is your primary medical qualification. Once you graduate from medical school, you can register for MRCS Part A. And what you need to do Part B, which is OSCE, is your the same medical school qualification and your Part A exam results. So, but the thing is that you stand higher chances of passing if you have a little bit of a clinical experience, especially the Part B. So, but we all know OSCE. People are scared of MRCS OSCE because, of course, it's MRC, Royal College of Surgeons. But if you prepare well for an OSCE exam, it's usually easier than an MCQ. And statistics have shown it over and over again. People pass the MRCS Part B better than MRCS Part A. MRCS Part A is hovering 30% pass mark, 30 to 40, but the Part B gives up to 60 sometimes. All right, more questions here. I have heard that the minimum requirement for 12 months and maximum 18 months. Okay, so Kevin, please, if you can hear me, I want to be indicating on the chat, Kevin. I'm answering your question. I see many more people joining in. Just drop any questions you have and I'll answer them. If you're looking for an organized information about the MRCS, I already made a video, 35 minutes long, and it's on this channel. You can subscribe and come back to it later. This is to answer specific questions like the ones Kevin is throwing at me, specific questions. You don't need any experience to register MRCS, but you need experience to register MRCP. I hope you can follow me. Exactly, Kevin is with me. There is MRCS, there is MRCP. MRCP is member of the Royal College of Physicians. That is for internal medicine specialties, cardiology, neurology, and the rest of them. If you want to specialize under internal medicine, then the exam is not MRCS, but MRCP. And MRCP has 3 parts, unlike MRCS that has 2 parts. MRCP has the Part 1, the Part 2, and then PACES. PACES is the OSCE. So to register for Part 1 of the MRCP, you need to have completed 12 months of postgraduate experience. So that means you need to have completed internship. That's just basically what it means. Unlike MRCS, which just like PLAB, after you graduate, whether you've done internship or not, you can register. But your chances are better. I feel so from my experience if you just allow yourself relax and become a proper doctor. Have the doctor mentality. And it is usually within your, within your, what do you call it? Within your internship period that doctor mentality forms in you. That's what I think. That's what I think. Will I skip the non-training job with MRCS? Okay, he is asking. Okay, I've answered this question, but that was through a text under the comment section of the video I made. Using the MRCS or PLAB or any other exam at all, it is not advisable. Okay, I hope I'm highlighting this question. Yes, exactly. So it is not advisable to move to the UK and start a training position immediately. If you have spoken extensively with people who have left, whether they are in surgery or not in surgery, you realize that it is always better, even if you were a consultant in your country, a senior registrar, or you just passed PLAB, it's always better to start in a non-training position. The UK system is cool because even in your non-training job, you will get an equivalent pay grade as someone in a training position. It's just that, okay, they don't owe you a training because you're not in residency, they doesn't have accreditation for training. But what you're doing in a non-training job is that you are getting acquainted with the UK system. So everybody is supposed to do that. You can get residency directly without that. It's difficult, but it's also not advisable because you will not know so much about the NHS and you might go in and start making some kind of mistake or land you in trouble. So whether you do MRCS or PLAB, you can start from a non-training job. But the level of non-training job you can start from can vary depending on your experience. If you are doing MRCS and you already have a lot of experience under your belt, you can start from a non-training job that is above, let's say, a CT2 to ST3 non-training job. And you can eventually switch to a training position when you have built your portfolio. So that leaves me talking about portfolio before I take the next question. Okay, somebody's already asking about that. But a lot of people are asking me about residency. Can MRCS allow you get residency immediately you finish passing it? MRCS is MRCS Part A specifically. If you pass it, it's just one of the many things that can give you points when you're applying for residency. There's this thing called OREL. I hope that is the spelling. OREL scoring system. Let me highlight that. I think somebody spelled it for me already. I was discussing with some colleagues this week. If you check the OREL portfolio scoring system, you will realize that just 30% of the marks awarded for your residency application goes to portfolio. And in that 30% that goes to portfolio, Different points are awarded to different things. So if you go through, just Google it, you get a fair idea of what it's all about. If you go to the Ore portfolio, you realize that from that 30%, things like national awards, leadership experience, things like distinction from medical school, things like research publications, things like an extra degree, all right? And of course, passing the MRCS Part A. They give you points. If you Google the portfolio, you will now know the weighting of each of these things and how much effort you should give to them. A clinical audit too. All these things give you points. So if you have a very, should I call it a very thick portfolio, you have the opportunity to gather all the 30 points before your interview date. But 70% is actually interview, what happens in the interview. And for that, you have to actually be up and doing, and it has nothing to do with portfolio already. So that's the thing. You do not need to pass the MRCS to get residency. The passing Part A gives you an edge. And you need your current portfolio analyzed for you to know the amount of edge it gives you so you don't overestimate it. Passing Part B doesn't give you an edge. In terms of the application to get residency, it gives you an edge personally because you won't have to bother about the exam again. When you get residency, start training in surgery, and eventually you get your second year in training, you're supposed to have passed Part A and Part B of the MRCS before you go into your higher special training in your specific specialty. But you will not need to bother about that. So if you're in a run-through program like neurosurgery, for example, or any other program, you basically will just have, should I call it a free flow training, if you have cleared it before starting. But be sure that the MRCS exam fits, let me call it, if I use person specification, it will look like what the UK used to weigh all this our real portfolio stuff. But no, I'm trying to talk about your personality. You have to weigh if it fits your personality. If it's an exam you can commit to. I am going to take some people, about 3 persons, 3 to 5 maximum, because I'm really busy, to just guide free of charge through the exam. But I'm going to make sure they do a mock test, 5 hours. And the reason is because, as I said, if you know you want sharp, you don't come for MRCS, you might waste your money. PLAB can help you jackpot immediately within a few months. If you're lucky and you get GMC, if you get slots for your exams, you can prepare hard, ask questions, do the IELTS, and you leave for the UK immediately. But if you want to do MRCS, you have to put your feet on the ground. You can do it fast, but you have to be careful because if you don't do it properly, you waste money. I'm going to talk about the cost. That's one of the things I'm going to talk about. But let me answer Chidi's question before I talk about the cost. Okay. So I think the real portfolio, I think I've already given an overview on that, Michael, and I think you can read up what is left. But that is where bulk of what you do as portfolio building, research, and the rest fall into. Chidi has a question. Okay, Chidi's question is about residency. I'm not seeing it clearly right yet. Okay. Do I necessarily need to start residency program here in Nigeria before sitting MRCS Part B? No, you don't. You don't. It's all about the whole fact that people say experience helps in passing an OSCE exam. All right. But what I do know about OSCE, and I have friends who have written Part B, of course, and mine should come very close very soon, is that if you prepare well and you know what it takes, you will pass. The thing with UK and Nigeria is that for every exam, a clinical experience will help you. But remember that bulk of what we do in Nigeria or any other country is not exactly what is obtainable. It's not the protocol in the United Kingdom. Okay, so and what people find difficult during the MRCS Part B or OSCE is not clinical skills. Whether you have trained or not, it's usually not clinical skills, because the clinical skills will usually be basic stuff like, can you cannulate a patient? Can you pass a catheter? If they want to go too far, they can give you a chest tube to pass. I have to say that, yeah. So, but the bulk of the challenge with the MRCS Part B is in the communications area. And whether you have done residency or not, you will have problem if you don't practice. And that communication area are things covering breaking bad news to a patient, calling your consultant on phone to review a case with the consultant. Okay, so things like that are what give people from other countries writing the MRCS Part B problem. Gives them problem because the way we communicate with patients here is not the way they communicate over there. My friend, I have a friend that said that medical practice in the United Kingdom is like customer service. And I think if you are prepared for any of the exam, even if it is PLAB, OSCE, or MRCS OSCE, that's PLAB 2 now, or MRCS Part B, you will understand what he's trying to say. It's like customer service because the niceties are many, and they need you to stick to them. They need you to be able to talk to patient with all of that nicety. So you need to learn it, and then your examination too, as careful as we tend to be here, let's say they say you should examine a thyroid mass, okay, or a particular system. It is the same examination everywhere, but some of the things that you may not be so careful about when doing examination here, like wash your hand before, identify the patient in a certain way, not just the name, but hospital number, and all of that. Wash your hand when you're done, greet the patient properly. All those things, they look like they are nothing, but people who have failed MRCS Part B, both friends from India and some from Egypt, usually the challenge is the communication skill. Okay, and that is because that is not how we practice medicine in these countries. So you don't need to have started residency in Nigeria to do the MRCS Part B. But if you have started, it will be a plus for you. If you have surgical experience, it will be a plus for you. But what is absolutely necessary is that whether you have done residency or not, whether you're a consultant or not, whether you just finished internship, the absolute necessity is that for Part B, you have to practice. I preferably get a course, but if you don't see a course, get somebody you can be doing examinations with. And it's hands-on. It is easier. Anybody will tell you that. But easier exams are also easily failed. So I think people are not aware they can be dropping their questions. So I'll highlight that again. I'm going to talk about the course of the MRCS very soon, but let me highlight for those that are just joining us. I'm not giving, should I call it a comprehensive lecture. I have done that already in a video that is on this channel that you can check out. And please, you can subscribe to my channel if you have not done that. All right. This is just to address specific questions. So if you have questions and you're just joining, don't just join to listen in. Ask your questions because that is why we're here. So I want to talk about the cost of this exam and the venue for those who have not looked through my last video. All right, comments. Yeah, so I think I've answered. So if I've cleared your question, I just want you to just indicate in the comment section, and then we'll continue. Cost of the MRCS exam is something you should consider if you're trying to do the exam. I've talked about make sure it suits your personality, and the two things I've emphasized is that you put your 2 feet on the ground to study for the exam. It's very doable. It's very doable, but you need to study. And the thing is that if you study right, it will be a walk in the park for the Part A, from my experience, because I was very terrified, but after the exam, but my fear wasn't because the exam didn't go well. It was because of the amount of things at stake. Okay, but the exam was reflective of my preparation. It looked like another mock exam, but you cannot be so overconfident when you write an exam of this size. That's what I think. Again, PLAB is a licensing exam. That is the value of PLAB. So you do PLAB, you get GMC registration, and it has served its function. You cannot drag it any further. And then every other opportunity in the UK is open to you, of course. You can work and do the MRCS later. You can do everything later. The MRCS is a postgraduate degree or diploma. It is why you see people, when they complete it, they have to put it under their name, just the way you put your MBBS degree. And what that means is that you can get license with it, and then, of course, you can cut out some stress, postgraduate exam stress later, but ensure that you are going into surgery. You cannot go and write MRCS when you want to be an internal medicine physician. You would have wasted your money and time. The only thing it would have done for you that to help you get GMC registration. You can do that with PLAB, so it won't be worth your effort. So now about cost for the exam. The MRCS Part A costs £550 to register. I'm comparing it with PLAB. PLAB Part 1, yeah, PLAB 1 is about £280, I think. I hope I'm correct, 280 or 230, thereabout. And both exams now, as it stands now, you can do both exams in your country, for example, Nigeria. This May, they gave us 4 centers in Nigeria. That is Kaduna, Lagos, Ibadan, and what now? And Abuja. All right. Lagos, Ibadan, Kaduna, and Abuja. They were all 4 centers that were given. Later, there was a second center opened in Ibadan, I think. But myself, I was busy working and I couldn't book any of these centers, and they all got filled up. So I had to book Ghana. But the MRCS, because few people are writing it, and then I guess they are more stringent, you will expect that these centers have so many, but they don't. They don't really. Like my center in Ghana, we're only 5, 2 from Nigeria, 2 from Ghana, and 1 from Sierra Leone. And most centers in Nigeria too, they had like 5 to 6 persons per center. So the implication of that is that even though you should expect to get a venue in your country, you have to be with your phone, open your email, and book on time, so that nothing should push you over to doing what I did, all right, which is going to another country to write it. You can do it in your country. And in that regard, MRCS Part A is more expensive than PLAB, so you won't be saving money if it's money you want to save. But then the saving of money will come from Part B. In Part B, MRCS Part B has international centers. None of them operated this year because of COVID. Please, if you're just joining us, you can drop your questions. I'm answering some people's questions and some I got on WhatsApp. You can drop them and I'll pick them from the comment section and answer. All right. And I will just at the end of this, just towards the end, I will try to drop a link to the study group I've created for people who after this session think that this is okay for them, that this is the right path for them. And then I'll also drop should I call it a guide on how you can win the. I have a MRCS question bank I subscribed for that has not expired and I want to give it away. So I'll drop a guide on how you can get the giveaway. Just I'll give you the password and you have the question reset all for yourself. So back to the cost. Part B MRCS has international centers that you can write in. All right. And what that means that it can save you the cost in terms of transportation. You register for the exam with £997. PLAB 2 is about 800 and something pounds. So the difference is not much. But you must do PLAB in Manchester, I think. I hope I'm correct. Yes, you must do PLAB in Manchester. But MRCS, people in India and Pakistan gain it more because those ones have many centers in their country, like way many centers. But Nigeria, I don't think we've had a center for Part B. But I am hoping that might change next year. I think Edinburgh has a center in Ghana, I think. There's a center in UAE and all of that. So next year, early next year, they are going to release new dates for Part B and new centers. Because let's say COVID, they've mellowed down on COVID. So we'll get new centers and hopefully there'll be a center now. But if there isn't, you will get centers outside the UK. So you may be able to save the cost of transportation and accommodation depending on where you're going. So that's a way to save money. But if you don't and you must do it in the UK, again, that means you'll be spending literally the same money as the person that is doing PLAB. And the whole journey will be worth it if eventually you pass, because as I said, you won't regret not writing PLAB. But if you don't pass, there will always be that regret of I could have just done PLAB that I'm more certain I will pass, and then move on to the UK and do the rest. So it's an exam that if you're doing it, you have to weigh all the costs. I will say buffer. Make an arrangement in your heart that you are going to survive if you don't pass, but do everything you can to pass. And what that means for me is overestimate the exam. I overestimated the exam. Overestimate the exam, overestimate the difficulty level. Be scared and let us fear push you to study more than you're supposed to, push you to ask a lot of questions, and eventually you will just likely pass. All right, there's another question here that I should look at now. There's a question someone asked that I comment on about getting is it a GP training now or any postgraduate exam for he said family medicine / public health. I'll comment on that after answering Ayo's question. Ayo said if I'm correct, once you write MRCS, you can start from core surgical training, not necessarily foundation year 2. Exactly. You're very correct. Foundation year 2, as I said, to understand MRCS, you need to understand PLAB Part 2. Foundation year 2 in Nigeria is like your NYSC year, let me put it that way, after your internship. Then CT1, core training 1 is like first year in residency. But in the UK, for every residency part, there's an equivalent non-training job. So, for example, somebody can be a junior clinical fellow and is a non-training position, and there is a junior clinical fellow, let's say neurosurgery, in a non-training position, and that position is a CT1 position but non-training. So MRCS, of course, will give you an advantage if you're applying for such jobs. How you can know what will help you get jobs is to just go to the NHS website, job site. Yes, because some of the questions we ask, if you're inquisitive enough, you can just go there and start searching, even if you are not yet ready to get jobs in the NHS. What it will do for you is that you will know what you need to build on and things that are unnecessary. For example, if you want a job in, let's say, specifically a job in cardiothoracic surgery, okay, and that's what you want after passing your PLAB or after passing your MRCS Part A and Part B. You go there and look for jobs at that level that you may likely apply for. Let's say junior clinical fellow. For example, if I search for junior clinical fellow in neurosurgery, what I will usually see is, okay, the basic thing they need is a GMC registration, all right? And then they will now write desirable. Desirable means that you don't necessarily need it, but of course, if you have it, to make it more competitive. So desirable, you see things like MRCS sometimes. Sometimes you see a previous neurosurgery experience, maybe working in a neuroscience unit. Sometimes you see previous UK experience, which is something that somebody that has maybe done PLAB and worked in the UK will have over you. You get. So those are how you can know what is important to possess while applying for jobs, or that will help you land jobs easily. But with MRCS Part A and Part B completed, on paper it means you can start from ST3 actually. That's what it means. You can start from an ST3 level, whether it's non-training or training, you have the qualification to start there. But do you have the experience? So it's not just about the paper. If you don't have the experience, you have to start lower and build up. But when you get to when you are supposed to write the exam, you don't have to write it. And you have bought yourself time. Because as I said in the video I made, one of the reasons I think that people who MRCS fit their personality should write the MRCS is because, and write it close to the end of medical school, close to your internship, immediately after internship, like a year or two, write it. It's because it requires you to sit down and study. And I think that's more difficult for older people. Exactly what I think. I'm not yet old, I don't know. But I think I have old friends who have written it. I have consultant friends who have written it. And they have difficulty, not because they are no longer smart. Of course, they are our teachers and they already know what they are supposed to know, but they are now super specialized. So you see them scoring very high, let's say in orthopedics, because they're orthopedic surgeon or any other unit, but then struggling with other anatomy components of the exam because they are focused on that, their general surgery, they are focused on that, the orthopedics, they are focused on that, I call it neurosurgery, anything really. So if you write it when your mind is still like all around, you are still open to all surgical specialty study, it is better for you. It is better for you. And there's a BMJ study published that actually indicates that people who write the MRCS Part A in their foundation year 1, so in UK, that's like internship, actually have higher chance of passing than those who write it later. And the chances are quite high, like 80-something% higher chances of passing the exam if you write the MRCS Part A just immediately after leaving medical school. In the UK, the study, of course, was done with the people over there, not with us. But for us, or if you're outside the UK, my counsel would be to write the exam about 1.6, 1.5 to 2 years post graduation. By then, you will have footing in medicine because you already think like a doctor, because it requires clinical judgment. They're not asking you straightforward facts. Even your anatomy, they are asking you very clinically oriented questions. And then number 2 is to find a time frame that works for you. For a typical Nigerian doctor, if you are planning JABA, I think you can use your NYC year to do that, because that should be the freest time you have before your next busy job, depending on where you're doing the NYC. All right, so that's the question. I'm going to attend to a question that somebody said I should comment on WhatsApp. The person may not be around yet because of, I think he's at work, but he was asking about, excuse me, yeah, he was asking about how to enter, or the exams to enter community medicine or family medicine practice in the UK. There is a Royal College for General Practitioners, and it's general practitioners that do community medicine, public health, and family medicine in the UK. And the residency is 3 years to 5 years. It depends. After 3 years, you're actually a GP, but you can now super specialize, whether it's maybe modern child care or whatever, minor surgery, something like that. So, but after 3 years, you can become a GP certified. The point, anyway, is that it's not MRCS you need for GP, it's not MRCP. I don't know of any exam you have to write to enter. And with just doing your PLAB, if you want to do GP, I think you should better do PLAB. With just doing your PLAB and going over, you can gain some experience and then apply for a GP position. If I'm correct, I have a friend that just got a GP position, so I might refer anybody that's interested to him to speak to. But from the last time I researched on that, I'm not vast on that. I only know about surgery. But from the last time I researched on that, uh, GP residency belongs to those that don't fill up. So basically, they always need people. You get, so they don't fill up because they need more GPs. They need more GPs. You need them to strengthen the health system. So it might be easier for you to get if you do all the right things and build your portfolio right and speak to the right persons. And you will not need to write. I don't think you need to write any special exam to probably improve your chances. Just doing the right thing, which would be pass, go over to the UK. If you have a UK experience, to be great, and then apply. Ask people that have gotten before. If you need contact, I have a contact I can share with you that will discuss that further with you. All right, so that's that for the question. We are 36 minutes in. I was planning on 1 hour, but if there are more questions, I won't mind extending it. So let me check. Let's see, where are we? Where are we? So this is thank you, thank you, thank you. So any more questions before I go into a few more I have, and then we'll call it a day. All right. Okay. So yes, I'll use this interim period to talk about or to share the link to the study group for anybody that's interested now. That's what I'll be doing. And after that, I'll tell you how you can win the giveaway and then say a few more things and we'll wrap it up. All right. I hope I get that. I hope I get that. I'll be putting the link. I'll be putting the link to the study group on the live chat. I'll just do that now. And you can click and join. But joining the study group is not the same as getting the password, please. It's not the same thing as getting the password. Okay, okay, okay. Yes. Soon enough, soon enough. I should share that. Any more questions can be asked while we're waiting. I'm just trying to do that. Copy. All right. Okay, I'm using another system, but I can't seem to I can't seem to know how to add it up. I don't think so. So I can't seem to know how to add it up, like the live chats. Oh, okay. So I'm going to use so I'll use a different account. Just bear with me to add that now. YouTube. That's it going. Any more questions can be asked. I mentioned already, I am doing this to answer specific questions. Okay, Chidi said he's interested. That's fine. I'll be posting it very soon. Okay, it seems I can actually post a comment. Let's see. Seems I can post a comment directly. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Hmm, Let me see if I can post a comment. Oh, I can. I can. So let's see. Okay, I'm struggling to post. I'm struggling to post. Okay, so I'll use another system. Let's go to do that. Okay, so I'll be sending a link to the group now for anyone that wants to join. Okay, so I'll be sending a link to I hope YouTube permits it. If YouTube doesn't, uh, I hope YouTube permits that. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't think YouTube permits sending a WhatsApp link. So basically, you can send me a message. So I'm going to just drop a number. You can send me a message, and then I'll respond to that. I'll respond to that just in a moment. You can send me a message. I'll respond to that. So I'll talk about the giveaway now. So what you need to do if you want to be in the able to get access to the MRCS question bank is to go to past test. Go to past test and open an account. So I'll spell past test for you. Past test is PASTEST. So go to past test, open an account with them. Past test is one of the question banks for MRCS preparation. If you open an account with past test, then you can get 24 hours of free trial. Use that 24 hours of free trial to do a mock exam and send me the screenshot of it. So that's all you need to do. Send me the screenshot of the mock exam. You don't need to prepare. You don't need to have read for the mock exam. Just open the past test account, get yourself 24 hours free trial without paying, then do a mock. The mock is timed. They are going to shut you down when you pass the hours, and then send me the screenshot of it. I'll be using that actually to select those I'm going to guide through the exam. And the reason is because I don't want people that won't be committed to it completely. I want people that will be committed to the exam because it's going to take your time. And I don't also want to waste my time because I am busy. So that is that. After this session, I'm going to just put the link maybe to the study group and pin it. YouTube couldn't allow me add it, so you can't join directly from the live session. But I'm going to put a link to that. So I think this will be all for now. And Dr. Chidi, if you didn't get what I said, I think you can just let me know in the comment section, and I will repeat that. So, but what you need to do is open a past test account. Open a past test account. I had it written down, but I can't find it in the banner. Open a past test account and then get 24 hours of free trial. Do the mock in it and send me a link. So that's what you need to do. And once you do that, I should be able to decide those I think I can guide through the exam. But it won't be more than 3. And the reason it won't be more than 3 is not because I don't want to guide more people, but I don't want to waste your time. I don't also want you to waste mine because I may not have time to attend to more persons. All right. I may not have time to attend to more persons. Okay. So I think that will be all. If you're still around and you enjoyed the session, just please say hi before I end the session. I'm hoping I've answered every important question. And anyone I've not stated here is definitely in the video I made already, which is a more comprehensive video and not as unorganized as this one. This one is just to comment on questions people have to ask. Okay, yes, I can press it, right? All right. Let me see. Let me still try. Let me still try. See if it works. But the session is over. So those hanging around are probably those who want a link to the study group. But I'm finding it difficult to paste. Okay. MRCS. All right. So soon enough, I should be able to paste that group info. Invite link. Invite link. Copy. All right. Okay, so Chidi said you got everything. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. So I'm sending a link now. Please let me know if it shows for those who are still around. I don't know, but let me know if it shows. I'm thinking it won't work. YouTube may not allow it. YouTube may not allow it. So if you can see the link, please just let me know. So we found it, MRCS. And please comment if the link is clickable. It's not just to see it. I think you can see, but is it clickable? Is it clickable? If it's not clickable, it won't be of any use, and then you may have to send me a personal message. All right. So, but for those who want to have access to my, because I'm going to only give access to the EMRCS to those who are interested in writing the exam like next year. So you have to do the mock, pass test, create an account with pass test, and you should be good. Create an account with pass test and do the mock that pass test will give you. Pass test is going to give you a mock, do the mock, and you should be good. Is it clickable? It's clickable. It worked. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kevin, for encouraging me. Thank you, Kevin, for encouraging me. I did. Oh yeah, I can see it's clickable. Fantastic. So you can join, please. Thank you so much. Yeah. Next time I'll get technical support. I'm not tech savvy. All right. So that the remaining thing is to be able to find the banner I made for. So I think I can type that now that Kevin has encouraged me. Yes, please, it's clickable. You can join. This study group is for everybody, whether you want to write next year or you're just interested, but you know you want to do surgery. Please, if you don't want to do surgery, don't join the group. I'm begging. I just want maybe 5 persons or less in the group. That's okay. If you don't want to join surgery, don't join the group because it won't be appropriate for you. All right, let you not be peer pressure. But if you're planning on doing surgery and you are thinking you might want to follow the MRCS pathway or PLAB, you're not sure yet, you can join. I can keep advising you from there. In the meantime, for those who want me to directly guide them through the exam, that is, I'm going to be committed. Just as I was to my own, a bit, I'll be committed to you. I've told you what to do, and that's the only way I'm going to release the, what do you call it now? The EMRCS password to one of the people that will send me the link. I'm going to give the MRCS password to the first person actually that sends me the screenshot of the mock. But as I said, it's a mock you should do at your comment. Remember, I'm not bothered about your score for the mock. I'm actually trying to just test your commitment to the process. So it's pass test. I spelled it before. I'll try again. Pass test. Yes, pass test. That's correct. So in the comment section, you see pass test. Go to pass test and open an account. Open an account on pass test and take the mock exam. When you finish taking the mock exam, send me a screenshot of your score. There are 2 mock exams. One is 180 questions. The other one is what do you call it now? 120 questions. Whether you score 2 or 4 or 5 is not a problem. It's not my business. The main thing is that you can sit down and do the mock. No. You will see room for creating an account with pass test, please. Go to their site now. I wish I can take a screenshot. you will see room if you just type past test MRCS, because past test is a big question bank and they have a lot of people that they are attending to, not just MRCS candidates. I'm seeing many people are leaving probably to go and try creating an account with past test. So I've typed the past test, create an account with them for MRCS. So you can type past test MRCS on Google, you should get something fair. Create an account with them and create an account for free trial. They will give you 24 hours free trial if it is your first time. So within the next 24 hours, you really have to do the mock exam. If once you create the account and you are not sure, you can send me a screenshot on WhatsApp so I can guide you on how to do the mock. But that means you would have joined the, what do you call it now, the study group. So that way you'll be able to access my number. I don't have to call my number out here again. So by creating an account with past test is written down in the chat box. Do the mock. The first person that sends me the answer, I'm going to give the MRCS password. Okay, and as I said, use it for yourself as a way to know what is required for the MRCS. But a secret I will tell you is that the past test you're about to do is easier than the MRCS exam. But at the same time, when you study, you probably will do better in the MRCS than you will do in the past test mocks. You get? I think I only got 88 once in my past test mocks. The rest were all below 80. Okay, I got 82 at a point. Then I got 69, 70 something, 70 something. But I had 82, 84.9 in my main exam. So the study materials is different. I don't recommend past tests in studying for MRCS. If you watch my video, my other video, you will know why. But I want you to use past tests to test your stamina. Past tests help me to train me, strength training for the 5 hours that the exam is going to be for. I did loads and loads and loads of mocks. So I don't think there's any special question remaining. So I'll be ending this now. So Ayo, please let me know if you have figured out the problem. You say you cannot see any room for creating an account. And I think that you can. So you can type on Google past test MRCS Part A. And then it will take you to the account. You see result that will take you to the account. Let me type that also and see. All right. All right. So if you just joining, you can join the study group. Past test MRCS Part A. I'm trying to follow because some people say they can't see. Part A. You go to their website, past test Part A revision. Okay, it worked, Kevin, it worked. Okay, that's for joining. So please, if you have been able to create an account with past test, I need you to let me know before I end the session. Okay, so in fact, immediately you open past test MRCS Part A, the first thing you will see is 48-hour trial, limited access. Ayo, I need to know that you're able to do that before I end the live session. I think I've done what I wanted to do with this. Chidi may not be online again, but if you are, please let me know if you've been able to do this. All right, don't go paying for there's $84 and $135 for past test subscription. Don't subscribe, please. Just sign up for free, 48-hour free trial past test. Okay, I wish I can send a screenshot here so you see. So it should be easy for you to do. So I'll be ending this session here, and I think the only video left for me to make about MRCS is probably to piece together my experience when I was going. I recorded all of that, and with these 2 videos plus that, you should have a full range of information to make a decision. And if you still have any information after, any question after that, you can send me a message. But I hope not. The only message I want to be getting is probably those who are preparing for the exam from now on. I'm waiting for Ayo, but if you're just joining, the session has ended and you can just go back to watch from the beginning. I'll soon end the live stream. But I'm looking at past test MRCS Part A, sign up for free 48 hours. I wish I can show you directly. I think I can. Yes, I can. I can. So you know what you're looking for. I think I just saw something. I think I can. So I doubt you can see, but if you can, that's what you're supposed to be looking for. Something like this. MRCS Part A. Are you successful now?
It worked. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
It worked. I have joined. That's for me, Jay. But are you successful yet? Are you successful yet? I just exactly.
Are you successful now?
Great, 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 great. Ayo has succeeded in signing up. So if the other person can do that,
Are you successful
and
yet?
Kevin has signed up, so that's good. That's good. So I think that and Chidi probably has signed up. I need just three
Exactly.
persons. So please, uh,
Great.
with three persons, I'll be okay. So that we'll be sure that I can follow you through the exam without problems. If you are just joining us, there's a study group for everybody, apart from the three persons I'm going to follow through personally. And I'm putting the link in the chat box. So just scroll up, you will see Henry Aja, yes, and then the WhatsApp group invite link. You can join from there. And if you want to be one of those that probably will stand a chance to win my MRCS Question Bank password, all you need to do is to subscribe to Pastest. Pastest is spelled, I pinned it also, Pastest. Pastest MRCS Part A, 48 hours trial. Within that time, do the mock. Do it once, don't worry about your score. Just do the mock and send me a screenshot of your score. You're going to send me a password to confirm anyway that you actually did the mock and I didn't do it twice. I will need all of that. And the first person that actually send that screenshot will likely get the question bank. But I will still have to discuss a few things before giving it to the person. But yeah, the person stands the higher chance of getting it. Okay, so that will be all for now, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. And I think I should be going off now. I should be going off now. Yeah, thank you, Ayo. Thank you. Everyone, thank you for joining. I'm grateful. Have a good time and success when you decide to write the MRCS, and success in your PLAB if that's what you're doing, and success in any other postgraduate exam you are doing, like MRCP. But remember, if you want to do ophthalmology, just a last note, please don't do MRCS. If you want to do ENT, you can do MRCS, but Part B, Part B of ENT. So it's called MRCS ENT, but Part A is the same. All right, thank you. Too much talk. It's 1 hour, and I have other things to do. Bye, guys. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Yeah, I can see all the thanks. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And bye.